Yo, what's going on, everyone? Look, changed my shirt, so I don't want to hear any complaints in the comment section. All right, let's get into it. Today, we're doing market analysis. What I think is going to happen next week, what I think prices is, what moves price is going to make. So yesterday I made a video. Go check that one out. It's on my page. Just my trade recap on what happened with gold and how it dumped. New York session on a Friday, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning for me. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over price and what we, think is gonna happen. Okay. So, um, last week we predicted price to push bullish, right? Which it half did. You know, Monday it came up, right, and the rest of the week consolidated. Fucking hay fever. That's the perks of living in fucking Victoria, mate. Victoria's ass. I hate Victoria. Okay. I'm going to mark it out. So this is me marking out my swing highs, swing lows on the 4 hour. We're just going to stick to the 4 hour just because, it's pretty valid at the minute. Everything else is a bit choppy. Just drawing up support and resistance, blah, blah, blah. All right. Let's go. So, this week from, where is it, from Monday, right? I'll put a marking out there. Yeah, so from here, from the blue candle, we pushed bullish straight away. As I predicted, we came up, we broke that. Okay. Now, my prediction was if we broke, we're going to push higher, where we consolidated. We haven't broke structure as of yet, so we're still pretty bullish on the 4 hour. The hour is a bit choppier, and it's just consolidating. I currently have a trade on at the minute, as you saw before, and in my trade recap, I'm talking about that, why I took the trade and whatnot. I also went over a little bit of market analysis for what's to come, but this one's purely market analysis and what I predict for next week. Okay, I just want to note, all right, everyone that's listening, it's December. We have to be careful here, right? That trade that I'm in on my, I'm doing a $600 to 600K challenge where, I'm going to build my account up over next year and over the year after. And, I'm going to take trades on it, but it's not my main trading account that I use, but I want to use it. So that will be my last trade of the year. So whatever happens there, happens. But that'll be my last trade of the year. And, I'm going to wait till early next year to take a trade. But for next week, because I'm still in this trade, I want to go over what's going to happen. Okay, so now as we see, price has made a lower high here. It's a big circle, bro. Yeah, and price has then made a higher low here. Now, on the hour, all right, let's have a look. Hang on. That was our higher low here. That was our lower high, sorry. So that would be our lower low. That would be our lower low, higher low, lower low. All right. You can see price is a bit choppy. Again, we're in December, so don't expect big moves. So I lost it, bro. My hay fever is playing up. So went uptrend, we made a lower low here on the hour. They made a higher low. They made a lower low. They made a higher low. See how it doesn't break that? Then we came down, right? Here, there's heavy resistance because of this, this swing low, swing high box, which is support and resistance. Couldn't break through, right? We had our indication here on the hour. Would be our indication, right? We had our indication here. Price then made a higher low. We call this not an equal high, not an equal low, a higher low, right? Because it's higher than the lower low. And then price pushed up to break the indication, and then it fell back down, right? So I'll just show you my trade somewhere from like here, with my stop being under there, my take profit being at the highs up here. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for this week. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is these areas are important. So if I'm going to mark on it, not with that, I want to mark on it with a line. So we've got area here, and we've got area here. These are very important because if we tend to break one of these, right, then we're still not bearish, okay? On the 4 hour, we're still not bearish because we haven't made a higher high. That would only be our lower high, right? Firstly, we have to make a higher high for something to be a higher low, right? We haven't made that higher high. So on the 4 hour, we haven't made the higher high yet. You can mark these out as key areas, but they're technically not. It's not a higher low yet, as of yet, because our last higher low was here. So price is still bullish until it breaks here. Actually, I'll draw it with a box. Yeah, price is still bullish until we break that. So that's we break that, we're going to flip, okay? Could be a liquidity sweep, could be, a lot of things. But for me, once it breaks this, then we look for that will be our indication that we are going on a downtrend, okay? Now, if price doesn't break this first line, right, I think we can look for some clean movement up, okay? We need to break above here, which it didn't do. It didn't break. It just held. Price needs to break up. Prices, if it comes up from here, breaks that and makes a higher high, that would be our lower high, and that is a perfect place to put our stop. All right, I like my stop under here because for me, it gets risky once you start looking at these levels. So the first, the lot on the hour, the higher low right here, so lower low. So let me mark these out for you so we know what we're talking about. Lower low. High, low, right? So I feel like once price breaks this, we're going down. But for me, it needs to break. Why am I pointing with my hand, bro? It needs to break this area. This is the key area right there. Okay, that is so if it breaks, if price breaks, indication for downtrend. Okay. Perfect. You get what I'm looking at? Now, if price comes up from here, makes the makes the lower high, makes another higher low, here, anywhere in that section, but cool. And it pushes up from here. Where is this thing? And it pushes up, right? We're on. Yeah, we are on. Okay. But then price breaks, it's a bit hard to trade. So what I'm looking at is if you're going to trade in December, do not trade price. Do not trade price. That's my warning. Do not trade price. If you start trading price action now, you're cooked. You'll be used as liquidity so quick, bro. There's too much volume in the market to trade, candlesticks. Trade trends at the minute. If you're going to trade trends. Okay, follow the trend. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If price breaks below, we're going to go bearish. If price breaks above, we're going to go bullish. So what my thing is, right, is we were bullish here, we broke structure here, we swept liquidity, then we consolidated. Then we had our indication, right? Fell down. There's our thing. It's very similar to here. And then we had some test. It didn't break this, right? It didn't break the lower low. Came up, bang, went up. It looks very similar to here. That's what I'm looking at. It looks very similar. And we came up to this section and we broke that high. So looks like the consolidations here. And I still, maybe I'm being biased, but for me, I know there's a lot of volume, but I don't feel like I'm getting stopped out. If price now doesn't break this area, makes a higher low again, and pushes up for a higher high. Okay? Understand? So it's very similar to here. All right? Yeah, there's other places where we can look. We reconcile in there, and then a broke structure. Had an indication, right? Broke a structure, fell down, corrected, indication. So it looks very similar to this. Okay, that's what for me. That's what that looks. It looks similar. I know we went on a downtrend. I know we broke structure, went on the downtrend, and then consolidated. But you know, technically on the day, all it was this making a lower high. See, the higher time frames, right? It's a higher low. The higher time frames are more reliable to watch. So now, if the day can break above, right? We're on. Okay, we don't break this, we don't break that. We keep structure. We're on. Okay, so I still feel like for me, like we have to make all-time highs before we drop down. We will get a drop next year. I feel like maybe I'm going to call 3,800 now. I'm going to call it 3,800. Somewhere around here. We'll get a drop, but we have to make a high first. Or we just have to come to the here. Okay? We have to come to the equal highs. That's my prediction. Okay? Could be wrong. I was half wrong last week, but it was a consolidation week. So we're in December. Be careful and good luck in the market, boys. Let me know how we go.